Hey guys, it's Melanie. Today I have a review for you of the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation drops that come in this container right here. This is the box for the product and this is the actual container. You're going to see, hopefully you can tell, I actually, this is an extremely liquidy foundation. And I accidentally knocked this over on my desk here, so I'm missing quite a bit of product. That is not because I've been using the heck out of the product, it's that I unfortunately spilled some of it. It made a giant mess, let me tell you. But the packaging is glass, and it obviously does come in a dropper format, and you get a really... The dropper works extremely well. You can definitely easily control the number of drops that you're getting out from the little pipette there. And there is like a stopper on the inside that keeps this area here from getting kind of messy. So in terms of overall packaging, I feel like this is great packaging for this particular product, and that was definitely a plus for me. Now, before I get into this, I purchased this for a very specific reason. And let me just tell you what that reason is, because that's going to help to explain why this product doesn't really actually work for me. So if you're just here to learn whether I like this or not, I did not care for this product. I'll get into the specific reasons here in a little bit. But the reason that I wanted to try this in the first place is because I love the Cover FX custom cover drops. And I use these every single day to adjust the shade of my Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. Now I will put a dollop of this into my hands, and I put 1 drop of the custom cover drops to adjust the shade of this. This does come in a tinted format, and it is a pretty beige tint. I have a lot of yellow undertones in my skin, so this doesn't work super well for me, but just 1 drop adjusts the shade of this and adds slightly more coverage to it. It is the perfect everyday primer for me. This is what I use as my makeup primer, and the SPF 30 is like, that's kind of the key thing for me. I have to have an SPF every single day. I believe in slathering yourself with SPF head to toe. The Cover FX custom cover drops obviously do not have an SPF, and neither do the Total Control foundation drops from NYX, so do know that. What I obviously was trying to do here was to see if this, which is much less expensive, I believe the Cover FX custom cover drops are around $45 if I remember correctly. The NYX Total Control drops, of which you get 4.3 fluid ounces, are $14, and you can find this at Ulta. You can obviously also find it on the NYX website. The cover drops, you get 0.5 fluid ounces, so you actually get just a little bit more in here than you do in these. Consistency is very different. These are extremely watery in consistency. These drops are much thicker. So the idea with the NYX drops is that the more drops you use, the greater the coverage from the product, and I'll speak to that here in a minute. So they have a little chart on the back that tells you that if you just want light coverage overall, 2 drops should suffice. If you want medium coverage, 3 drops should suffice and do your whole face. And if you want full, you can use 4 or more drops. Now, I really want to word this carefully, because I do think these could potentially work for some people. They did not work for me in several different ways that I tried them, and let me just tell you what those ways were. I tried the product just by itself, so not using it with this underneath. It was a disaster. It separated on my face. That could very well be because my skin is extremely oily. Now, these are said to be geared toward people who have normal combination oily skin, because the finish on this is like a matte velvety type of finish. So great for people typically with oily skin. My skin is so oily that liquid foundations hardly ever work. So I didn't have high hopes for this to work as a foundation. I tried it as such, didn't work, that's fine. So the next day, I decided to go ahead and use these two together. So I think I put 1 or 2 drops of this into this to adjust the shade. I put it on, and for some reason, this, once again, caused the foundation underneath my actual powder foundation to separate, and it gave me like an alligator look to my skin. Didn't work at all. So I thought maybe it was because I mixed these two together. So the day after, I went ahead and put this on, let it really kind of settle into my skin, and then I went over top with a couple of drops of this product by itself, applied with a beauty blender type sponge. Once again, the makeup just totally separated and it looked like I had alligator skin. Those 3 days where I was wearing this product, I hated my makeup, you guys. I just think that this is not really a product for those of us that have crazy oily skin. If you have normal skin, if you have combination skin, if you just have regular oily skin, and you typically know which category you fall in, I do think this product could probably work for you, especially those in the normal to combination skin range. It does have a really nice velvety finish, and let me just demonstrate with a couple drops on my hand. So once again, very easy to control the amount of drops. So this is 2 drops here, and I'm gonna be very careful not to knock this over again. You can see that it runs. It's really liquidy, and there is definitely some coverage. And immediately after applying it, it looks really nice on the skin for me personally. However, when it starts to dry and really settle into my skin and my oil starts to come through, it just separates and looks awful. And it makes me so sad because I love the way that this feels right after I'm done applying it to my hand. I'm like, oh, that feels silky and soft. Like a beautiful, like kind of matte velvet finish. But it just doesn't stay that way on my face, you guys. And so for that reason, these were a big old fail for me. Now, I'm not super sad because they were only 14 bucks, but I just know that these are not gonna work for me. I might try this again, maybe at a different point in the year. I don't think it would be any better in the summer because I'm even oilier then, but maybe my skin will change over the next year, and finally, maybe when I turn 39 in November, it will level out. Miracles can happen, right? But I have to say that even though I am very close to 40 at this point, my skin shows no sign of letting up on like the overproduction of oil. It's genetic. It's great in that like I really don't have a lot of wrinkles that I'm dealing with yet, but it's frustrating in that I can't use a liquid foundation. It just doesn't work for me. It's fine. This combination works really well, and honestly, one of these containers lasts me about 9 months. So if I only have to replace this every 9 months, I'm okay with spending the money because I know that this works. This doesn't separate on my face. I don't use this in and of itself. This is actually meant to be used in conjunction with other foundations to add additional coverage. I know there are some people out there who do use this by itself, but I think the intention behind it is you're supposed to be mixing it in with either your moisturizer to create a tinted moisturizer or your established foundation that you love to be able to get maybe more coverage out of it or to adjust the shade of it. So that's what I think these are really geared towards. These work great. I'm gonna stick with these. These were a big old letdown for me. So I'm kind of bummed, but what are you gonna do? At least I tried it and now I know. Let me know if you have tried the NYX Total Control foundation drops and what your experience was. I always love to hear what other people think about these products. And please know, this was just my experience. I don't think these are a badly formulated product. I just think that they don't work for my particular skin type. You guys know what my issues are. Doesn't work on those particular issues. So I don't want to discourage anyone from trying them. I will in fact link them down below, and you know, if you want to go try them, they might work quite well for you. So let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.